Hello, it's Kristen Bryant with Stamping with Kristen. I am in Hastings, Minnesota, and I want to show you today a pop-out fun fold. This is one of the 5 that I am featuring in my fun folds class. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you the card. So I will be using Lovely Garden Designer Series paper, this piece specifically, and then also the Starburst sequins and ribbon. All 3 of these items come with the fun fold class, and they're just really fun to work with. For this card, I'm also going to be using stamps from Pattern of Friendship. So I'm going to get this aside, and I am going to start scoring some of the different things. So I'm going to get my, where did I set it here? Do you ever have days where your stamp room is just extra messy? Yeah, that is today for me. So I'm going to get this piece here. This basic black is 5 1/4 by 11. And so I'm going to score this one in several spots. I want to get this one out of the way. That is cutting. We do not want to cut. We're just scoring because I already cut it. So the first one is 1 3/4. So I'm going to score that. And then again at 3 1/2, just slide this forward. And at 5 1/4. And then finally at 7 inches. So we're gonna do that. While I've got this out, I'm also gonna score, this is Bubble Bath. And this piece is, what is this piece? So sorry. This is 5 inches by 7 1/2. My goodness, I just cut it. I should know that. And then I'm gonna score it at 3 3/4 inches. So that's just this piece in half. So right now, before I start working with the Designer Series paper, I want to quick emboss. And I've got this Forever Plaid embossing folder, which I really love. And I'm going to emboss 2 things here. I'm going to emboss just the front flap of this piece. And then I'm also going to emboss this piece that will also be on the card. So I'm going to do it where they both fit in here. And for the card, or the kind of the card base, I'm only wanting, like I said, one side of it. And so what I do is I scored it, like you just saw me do that. And so I'm going to get this, I got to make sure this is in the view. So I'm going to put this in so that it's just lined up with the edge. So that way I don't score the back of it. It's just harder to write on if you've scored the back of it. So I've got this in here like that. And I'm gonna, as I put it through, you'll see that the paper is sticking out the side here. Actually, it just shifted. Oh, that's good. All right, sorry, I just wanted to make sure that it was fine as I put this through. Sorry about that. All right, here we go. And you wouldn't have to do both colors at the same time. The melodrama piece you could do separate. And so I've got it just like that. So perfect. And then here's the other piece. And this is the only thing that we need the cut and emboss machine for. So I'll just get that out of the way. All right. So now I'm going to take this piece, and we are going to make some strips with this piece with my cutter now. So now we will use the darker color on this. And so we are going to do this so that the 4 1/2 inches is going to be at the top, so that our paper is vertical going this way. With this design, it's not quite as crucial. There is some areas where you could see it that way, but other designs, you would definitely want to make sure that it's not sideways, because our strips are going to go down this way. So we are going to make 3 strips that are 1 1/2 inches. So I'm going to cut 1, 2, and then that automatically cuts the 3rd one. So the 3rd one, I am going to make 4 little cuts so that there are 1 inch pieces. I'm going to start with this one, this direction. So we'll just cut 1, We need 4 of these total. And if you do not have a little paper cutter, they are so nice to have, especially for projects like this where you are scoring and cutting. It just works super slick. All right, and then there's just this little extra piece that you can figure out something to do with it or just chuck it. All right, so I'm gonna move these pieces aside while I've got the cutter here. I've got this piece here. Now you can see this is where we've scored it already. And we are going to now cut between the first score line and the third score line, which this is at 1 3/4 and 5 1/4. So I'm gonna actually do this orientation. So I'm going to cut at 1 1/4 between this 1 3/4 line, and I can see that it's scored there, but then I can also look and I see right here, you can see that with black it makes it a little bit harder, but you can see that that is the 1 3/4 mark. And I'm going to go down to the 5 1/4 line, which this is 5 1/4, and I can see the little score mark there too. So I've just cut there, and you can see that did indeed go from score line to score line. I'm going to flip it and do the same thing. So again, at 1 1/4, I am going to cut from 1 3/4 scored line to the 5 1/4 scored line. This creates our pop out. So it's going to look like this. So I will move this aside. So this is going to be the back, and then we're going to go this direction, and then this, and then this. But then now I'm going to push this one out. So it's like that. So hopefully you can see how that is. All right. So now what I'm going to do is, this is going to go right here. And before I put that down, I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday. This is from the Pattern of Friendship. So I'm just going to put this right in the middle here, middle towards the top. That's what I should say. All right, and then I am going to adhere this to the inside. Like that. All right, and so our strips, one strip's going to go here and one strip's going to go there. So I will get adhesive on. Whoops. Put a little in the middle too. All right, so this is going to go, I'm centering it in between the scored lines. Just like that. And then all of the 4 pieces that we have cut, these are all 1 inch by 1.5. I think I'm getting towards the end of my tape here. It's not going as easy. There we go. So we're going to put one of those in each of these little areas here. You could choose a different piece of different DSP from there if you wanted. And so now here, what we're going to do is on this piece of paper, I'm going to do the thinking of you brings a smile to my face. I just think that's a fun greeting. So we'll put this here. I like to stamp it before I adhere it on, because that way, if I don't like how it looked, I could flip it over and do the other side. It's always nice to be able to do that when it happens, because it does happen. Goodness gracious, there we go. All right, so I'm going to put this on here. Now, when I'm gluing this, it's just going to go right there. So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on each side. So here we go, like that. And then this is the embossed piece that we did at the same time as embossing kind of the card base part. Boy, I think I was supposed to do this a little longer. I have a longer piece that I've done here. Yeah, it should be 2.5. I'm going to quick cut this one. Good thing I had another one here ready to go. I'm second guessing myself. What did I do this one on? 2 1/4. It's supposed to be 2 1/2. That will make the difference. All right. Doing the wrong side. Boy, my goodness. I think I need to be done doing this. All right, there we go. That looks much better at 2 1/2 inches. So it's 1 1/2 by 2 1/2. So that is that piece. So now I'm just going to finish by doing a couple of our little embellishments, because those are always fun to add on. These starburst sequins are super fun, and if you look here, you can see like there is like a little bit of the lines in there. That's where you get the starburst name. And let's just put a couple on here. So when you open it up, whoops. And you kind of see those. Actually, I'm going to switch that to white. I don't like the yellow there. I want to be able to see them in the front too. I'm going to move it one last time because I didn't want it to be exactly the same as that one. There we go. All right, so it opens like this. Got that and that. And now I just need to finish with a bow. And so I'm going to just tie one here. Let's start with more there. And then I like to use glue dots when I am adhering ribbon. It just seems to hold it real nice in place. You could also use the green glue, liquid glue, if you want. Just kind of whatever glue you like using best. All right, here we go. And I'm just going to go to the glue dot, set it on there, and then I'm going to put this just like that. So here is the pop out card fold, and then you just write on the inside. So I hope you have time to create, and then maybe you can try the fun fold. I will be posting more fun folds this week, so check back. And if you don't subscribe so that you can see all of the things that I've got coming up. All right, thanks. Have a great day.